Are you wondering if your student loans will be forgiven? I'm going to take you through my predictions and recommendations about student loan forgiveness. This is Shaheedah Hill, getting you over the hill to reach your financial goals. And today we're talking about student loans. Now, this is April of 2021, and there are a lot of things going on. I'm going to take you through key players in the student loan forgiveness, proposals, considerations, my predictions, and recommendations. Let's start off with key players. One of the key players is, of course, President Biden. And I'm going to tell you what he said in the past about student loan forgiveness. Another key player is Senator Warren out of Massachusetts. She is a big proponent of student loan forgiveness, and she's been pushing this as much as possible in the media and in Congress. Now, the third key player is Congress. Does President Biden need Congress to forgive student loan debt, or can he do an executive order and forgive it without Congress? That is one of the major things being considered. Let's talk about what's being proposed. Student loan forgiveness of $10,000 per borrower has been proposed by President Biden and his administration during his campaign. He has also said that he agrees with the $10,000 of student loan forgiveness. However, Warren and some other senators and congresspeople are really pushing for a $50,000 forgiveness. And that the big difference would be if they were to forgive $50,000 per person, that would wipe out the debt of over 84% of people that have student loans in just one executive order. Now, the average student loan debt of Americans right now is $37,000. So the average person has $37,000 of student loan debt. So it would be huge for them to forgive $50,000 per person, again, wiping out the student loan debt of 84% of Americans. Now, what are the chances of this actually happening? Now, if you would have asked me a year ago or a year and a half ago, would we have $11,000 on average of stimulus payments going to the American people? I would have said no as well. So I think this could have a chance of happening, but I'll get to that in my predictions. Let's go to considerations. The considerations that I want to make sure you're considering, these do not impact private student loans. These would impact federal student loans. So just make sure when you're thinking about your student loans, are they private or are they federal? Number two, they will have an income cap. That has been proposed by Elizabeth Warren, and it's been proposed by Biden that we don't just forgive for everybody. There is going to be an income cap. So if you're making a certain amount of money, you may not get the forgiveness. Now, all of this stuff, again, has been proposed, but that's what they're talking about being part of the proposal, that there will be an income cap, similar to the stimulus income cap on student loan forgiveness. But they haven't said what that income cap will be. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe to my channel for new videos every week. My predictions, number 4. I do predict, and I'm going to say it here for the first time, just in doing my research, that there will be some sort of student loan forgiveness in the Biden administration. I'm not sure of when. I would think that they would do it before the midterm elections because they may not control all of Congress. It won't be under Democratic control. So I would predict that they will do it before the new election cycle begins, which is in about, at this point, almost a year and a half. Or people will start, also running for election as well. So I think they'll do it by the end of this year or early next year, some sort of student loan forgiveness. President Biden has had the education secretary to evaluate is it legal for him to, by executive order, forgive the student loans, or does he need Congress to forgive student loan debt? There is some precedent of this. Donald Trump has in the past forgiven student loan debt. Obama in the past has forgiven student loan debt, just not on this mass scale. It's typically, disabilities or short or long-term disabilities. If a school has been closed or fraudulent, those types of things, student loans have been forgiven and student loans have been canceled by executive order. Now, is that going to be this will that work when you're doing a massive student loan forgiveness? That's what's being looked at. That's what's being evaluated to see, does he have that control? In the past, Biden says he thinks he has the control to forgive $10,000, but he's not sure that he has the control or even that he wants to forgive $50,000. So let me go down to the last part, which are my recommendations. If you are in student loan debt, most people in student loan debt, I think everyone at this point, is on administrative forbearance. So if you're on administrative forbearance, you're not required to make payments at this point. So if you are thinking, I'm going to pay off my student loans, if that's one of your goals, I would take the money that you're saving to pay off your student loans and save them instead of applying it to your student loan debt at this time. Just in case in the near future, like I said, if they're going to do it, they're going to do it before the end of the year or before the midterm elections. So you do want to have that money set aside if it doesn't happen. So that's one recommendation. It's always a good idea to pay off debt. And if you were planning on paying off your student loans, just hold off a little while longer and say, are they going to forgive this amount between $10,000 and $50,000? That's what's on the table. If you owe a lot more than that, by all means, right now, no interest is accruing, start paying down your debt. The other recommendation is just in general, don't count on it. Sometimes when we're counting on something, it stagnates what we can do financially for ourselves. For example, I was on public loan forgiveness as a teacher, but I also had my real estate license. So I was thinking I should do real estate, but if I would have stayed and said, well, I need to work 5 more years for my student loan forgiveness, I wouldn't have the opportunities that I'm going after today, which I pretty much tripled my teaching salary in the last year. So I just want to make sure that you are not beholden, or they're about to pay off my student loans and I'm going to stay in a job that's not paying you well, or you're going to stay in a financial position just so you make sure you qualify for the student loan forgiveness. That's something I don't want you to do. Also, make sure that you don't refinance your loans at this time into private student loans. There are a lot of companies that are, advertising for you to consolidate your loans with private companies and making them basically pay off your federal student loans and make them private student loans. That this wouldn't be the time to do that. And then lastly, if you're on public loan forgiveness, there are also some items out there to change the public loan forgiveness. My husband, who's still a teacher, is on public loan forgiveness, and right now you have to wait 10 years. It has also been proposed that they forgive at least half of it within the first 5 years, and then the second half within the last 5 years. So there are a lot of things that are probably going to change with student loans in the next year and a half. So stay tuned, and I will try to keep you updated if there will be any student loan forgiveness. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel for new videos every week.